last little thing is romanticizing my life through Pinterest. I'm saving these pins that I've made. So I'll take a picture of like my record player or a stack of books or like my tea or my outfit, and I'll put them on Pinterest and link it to maybe a YouTube video or just put a nice caption. But then I save it to one of my boards. And then when I'm scrolling back through my boards for either like outfit inspiration or just like room ideas, like decoration inspiration or whatever. That's funny, decoration inspiration. When I'm scrolling back through my boards, it's all of these pictures I've saved of other people's lovely like minimalist house, or like they've got flowers everywhere, or they've got like a bookshelf organized in an interesting way. My bookshelf's over there, sorry. But when I'm scrolling back through my board, not only is it all those other pictures, but it's the ones that I've saved as well, my photos that I've taken, and just seeing them on those boards, it's letting me romanticize my own life and be like, oh yeah, I had my candle on when I was working and it looked really pretty on my desk and I took a photo of it and I put it on Pinterest and now it's here on my board. That's such a nice moment. Or, you know, I've got a keyboard and mouse for when I want to put my laptop on my laptop stand, and I took a photo of that like from above so you can see like my desk set up with my cup of tea. I think in the photo I'm thinking of, I had my breakfast, I had a muffin as well and I had some berry tea. It was just a cool setup. When I see it in the context of Pinterest and all these other random photos that people have shared of their own lives, I'm like, oh yeah, I do have things, little things to be grateful for like that. This is The Little Things, a series to help you notice and appreciate the little things. In this episode, we're going through 5 little things that might seem really small and you might be like, why do these things matter? But the point is to encourage you to start noticing and appreciating the little things in your life, because the little things really do make a big difference. And like this, I do have this like aesthetic life. I don't know, I feel like I'm always chasing a different aesthetic, whether it's like, oh no, I want to be more neutral, I only wear neutrals, but then I mean, look at me, I love wearing colour. So then it's like, oh, why can't I have this like beautiful neutrals wardrobe, or like these shoes that go with everything or whatever. And it's all just like this idea of more, right? It's not like that's ever going to make me happy. We can be like, oh, what I have isn't enough, or what I have doesn't fit this aesthetic. But actually, when you see, it's like having an outside perspective. When I'm looking at this board, I'm like, oh wait, I took that photo. All these other ones that I've saved to my board, it's like, that one was mine, I took that. It's allowing me to see my life from a different perspective and be like, oh yeah, it is cool. I can see how someone would look at that and be like, that's cool. And it also is helpful in that, yes, I have this lovely picture of my desk, but I look at my desk now and there are some things on my desk I need to put away. Like if I took a photo of it now, that is not very aesthetic. That would not do well on Pinterest. By posting my own photos of my desk, my bookshelf, my records, whatever, I'm showing myself that this isn't real life. And I know we all know that social media is like a highlight reel, or Instagram, people are posting like their good moments, or even if they're posting like a reel of them crying or really upset, they may have practiced it a few times, or they may have felt comfortable enough sharing it. They may have processed some of what they're feeling. You know, they're not gonna, well, I don't know, I'm sure some people do, but they're not gonna show like when they're really heartbroken or upset about a thing. They'll like wait until they feel at a point where they can share. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But what I'm saying is, we know that it's a curated thing. It's not like really honest all the time, right? It's a certain, you're showing like one element. So like, oh, look at my beautifully organized wardrobe that I just organized. But then like in the background, what you're not seeing is that there's still piles of stuff everywhere. Maybe there's a bag of stuff in the corridor that needs to go to the charity shop, right? You're getting like one image, but you're not getting the whole picture. And I think that's been really helpful as well to remind me that yes, someone may have like the ideal like bedside table where they've got like their books all color coded and they've got like a little vase of flowers and it looks really nice, but like that is just a snapshot. And that may not even be what it's like all the time. They may have just set it up for that, or that might look nice, but there may have been a bunch of stuff there that they've moved onto a different surface in order to take this really aesthetic photo that they're then putting on Pinterest. It's just reminding me that my life as it is now is great. I would also recommend, under this same umbrella, I've been noticing quite a lot of people talk about de-influencing. It's one of those things that when you start watching these reels, more of them are served up to you. But there was this really refreshing one I saw today. I will try and find her handle so that I can put it on the screen and you can go look at her page if you have Instagram and want to see what I mean. But she was just like sharing her unaesthetic life. And I was like, yes, this is what it's like. You go into the kitchen or you go into whatever room and there is stuff everywhere. Like your house doesn't look like a showroom because you live there. We can see these people online who their house always looks immaculate. But then you've got to remember that a lot of these people who are posting these beautiful photos, their job is for their house to look nice, or their job is to be an influencer and display a certain kind of lifestyle. Their job is to like wake up, clean the house, put on a nice outfit, like go to yoga, go get their nails done, film content around their life. But that's all they have to do. Whereas most people are having to work 9 to 5, raise children, or they're living with their family or their roommates. Like, it's far more chaotic, and they're having to fit those same things, whether it's like tidying up or going to get your nails done or going to yoga. You're fitting those things in around like an already busy job or an already busy life, because your life is not to present your life a certain way on social media like these influencers are. It was just very refreshing to see this person sharing their unaesthetic normal life, because I was like, yeah, I relate to that. And sometimes I can get a bit annoyed with these people online, but it's just when people are like, they're doing a vlog, and I love vlogs, and there are some people who, some YouTubers, you probably have the same, there are people who whatever they post, you will watch it because you're like, oh, I love this person, I like their perspective, or they live in an interesting city, or you like the way they talk about things. There are some people you will always watch. So I was watching this vlog, and this girl was saying how busy this day was going to be for her. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's she doing on this busy day? And it was literally like, oh yeah, I need to go into town to get my lashes done. Then I need to go get my nails done. Then I'm going for a facial. Then I'm going to go shopping or like pick up these shoes that I ordered. Then I'm going, and I'm like, that's not like, yes, that's a to-do list of stuff. But that's not like the same busy as someone who's an accountant who's like, because my sister is an accountant, who's like, oh my gosh, I've got to prepare this and then do this, or go to this office, go here. Like, do you know what I mean? But then I'm like, well, those are different jobs, right? If the person's job making that vlog is to be a vlogger or to be a YouTuber or to be an influencer, then yeah, those things they're doing are all part of their job. So I'm like, why am I then being annoyed that they're calling that busy when it's just like, that's normal life. Like, normal people, if they want to get their nails done or their lashes done, or they want to go pick up something they ordered online, they do that either at the weekends or after work. Like, you just have to fit these things in. That was a whole tangent, but the point was romanticizing my life through Pinterest. Or even if Instagram is your preferred platform, just start posting random photos. I saw this tweet that was like, people who say, oh, Instagram's changed, it's so difficult to post on Instagram now. Like, I wish it was like whatever year where there were no Instagram reels. It was just photos. It was just like sharing what was going on in your day. Someone was like, you don't miss that era of Instagram. You're annoyed that now when you post those same photos, they don't get loads of likes like they used to because the algorithm's set up differently now on Instagram. And I was like, yeah, that's it. You can still post whatever you want. It's just other people, it may not show up in their feed. I don't know what's going on over there. You can do whatever you want. Another way to romanticize your life through photos as well, briefly, because this links, is I've been taking photos of things and then writing like a caption. I assume your phone will have the same option to do this. You edit the photo, and you can like put a filter on it, or you can draw, or you can add text. So I'll add text and add like a little caption, or like what I was listening to, like what song I was listening to when I saw this beautiful sunset, or when I saw this cute flower that was shaped like a star, right? And I'll write a little caption to go along with it. It's something that's just for you, so it's not performative. It's just like a moment. It's like kind of like scrapbooking, but like digitally. Any way you can to romanticize your life. And then the second one I want to talk about is about Lana Del Rey music. I've been listening to a lot of Lana Del Rey recently, specifically Blue Banisters and Chemtrails Over the Country Club is the one I was listening to today on repeat. And I was going to do one new album every day, but I decided I wanted to give them space to breathe. So I think I started listening to Blue Banisters last Thursday, and I love it so much. I don't know what has changed in me, but I can remember listening to Lust for Life when that came out in 2018, I think, 2016, 2018. When that came out, I listened to it and I was quite unimpressed, and I don't know if that's the time of life I was in, but now I'm listening to these albums, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Why have I not been listening to Lana Del Rey? So maybe you could go back and revisit some artists who initially you didn't think you liked, like say you've heard a Halsey song on the radio, same way you might have heard Lana Del Rey. She had that really big song from The Great Gatsby. Think of an artist who's had a big song that you've heard and you know, think, oh, I'm gonna go listen to that person's album, either the album that song is from or any of their albums. Maybe they have a new album coming out, right? I think you do have to be in a certain frame of mind for music, but I've been enjoying it so much. I also know that I'm capturing this time of my life, or this season. I'm capturing that by listening to the songs, because I will relate the albums or songs I'm listening to. I connect them to the time they're in. So I know I'll look back on this and be like, oh yes, I remember I was listening to Blue Banisters a lot in October. It's really cool. I definitely want to re-listen to Lust for Life. And then there's Honeymoon, and there's the most recent one, Did You Know There's a Tunnel? And then there's the Norman Rockwell one. I have so much. I'm even listing them. What is your favorite Lana Del Rey album? Please comment the one that I should listen to next. The next little thing that I've been noticing this week, I've been noticing that I'm a lot more hungry, and I've been trying to just listen to my body instead of being like, we're supposed to do this, or I plan to do this on this schedule, or this is what I anticipated was going to happen today. It's good to have a plan. I am quite proud of myself to have that structure and to be wanting to follow that plan. Like, that is quite cool. I'm like, oh, well done. Like, yes, be aware of these things. But that's sort of not working at the moment because I'm feeling so hungry all the time. And I worked out quite quickly, because this is always in the back of my mind. I worked out it's because I'm now in my luteal phase. The difference in how hungry I am, no amount of food seems to be enough. And it's just like, okay. So just like listening to my body instead of trying to force myself to do a certain thing. And I have read as well that in terms of the energy that your body needs, it is very normal when you go into the second part of your cycle from the follicular to the luteal phase. It is very normal for your body to need 200, 300, 400. I think I even saw something that was at the outside, like 500 more calories a day, because your body is burning more energy trying to prepare. So I'm sort of like, it's quite annoying, because I'm constantly thinking about food or constantly being like, oh, I'm so hungry, even though I just ate like 2 hours ago. And that was not what it was like, you know, a couple weeks ago. I knew what I was eating. I could plan it. And it was all fine. I'm like, is it to do with stress? Is it to do with, you know, because there could be all sorts of reasons why we eat out of boredom, we eat to cope with our feelings. I say we, I mean me. And if this is you as well, then I'm including you. That there can be other reasons, but I suspect this may be the reason why. And so now I'm thinking, okay, how do I adjust to this? Maybe I need to prioritize volume eating. So eating like lots of vegetables, because that will be filling in terms of fiber, will take more time to digest than like a cheese sandwich. I have to say, I made myself a delicious toasted cheese sandwich. I can't say grilled cheese because it wasn't actually grilled. I just made it in a pan, but it was so good. I had that for lunch, but you know, that's not the most filling there. That's like a lot of carbs and fat. I've noticed the problem, or it's not really a problem, but I've just noticed this new behavior that I'm like, what is happening here? And then I'm thinking about how can I resolve this? And I'm thinking, yeah, like make some coleslaw. I've got some red cabbage, so I just need to like prepare these things so I can eat a big amount of vegetables at each meal. I think that will be a good idea. The next little thing that I've been noticing and appreciating this week is doing Sudoku and puzzles. And I have to thank my sister for getting me into this, because she recommended the New York Times puzzles app. I can't remember the name of the app. I thought it was the crossword, but you actually have to be subscribed to do the crossword. You can do the mini crossword though if you're not subscribed. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to pay for the New York Times. But they have like 3 levels of Sudoku you can do every day. There is like a limit because they want you to subscribe to be able to play all of the different games. But there are so many. I have noticed as well that I've been doing this for a few days and every day, and I've noticed that I am improving. It's always really satisfying to see progress, even if it's something silly like, oh, look, I can solve this Sudoku faster than before, or I can solve the mini crossword faster than before. Like before, I would look at the clues and be like, what? What does this mean? Whereas now, I'm like, oh, yes, you just kind of have to get into the zone of it and understand, or like think in certain words. I still don't think I would be able to do like an actual crossword because some of the clues can be so obtuse and I don't really have the patience for it. But doing the mini crossword, you can do that in like, today I did it in 1 minute and 19 seconds because I screenshotted it and sent it to my sister, and I was like, hey, look, I did this really quickly, because I was quite proud of myself. But that is a little thing. I have been doing Sudoku online as well on my laptop. In the background, I've been watching Veep and then having my Sudoku like split screen, and it's just like a fun thing. I have to admit I can get like a bit obsessive about these things, so I am also like, calm down a bit. But I'm enjoying it. I think the main thing is to be able to see progress and see things changing quite quickly. So this doesn't have to be like, you must start doing puzzles or please do puzzles. It's more just like any small thing, whether you want to start going running, or I've just even been going up and down, walking up and down the stairs, and I've noticed again quite quickly I'm now able to do a lot more than I did before. Like, you don't have to make this huge effort. It doesn't have to be like this huge sacrifice or this horrible thing in order to see progress. It can just be little things and like being consistent with it and spending however much time every day, even if it's only 5 minutes. You don't have to go to an extreme with it. The next little thing that I have been noticing this week and trying to embrace is this idea of being in waiting mode. And I was going to do a whole video about this. I did film a clip of it, which I may end up putting at the end of this video. But sometimes I can put these limits on myself of, I can't do this because something else is happening. Or, you know, the thing of you've got like some appointment or you're seeing some friend later in the day and you don't feel like you can get anything done. In the meantime, you're just sort of waiting for the time when you have to leave and you feel like you're stuck in waiting mode. I've been feeling that a lot recently, and I'm thinking that maybe it's like a procrastination thing, but I also feel sometimes like I'm trapping myself in it. It's like, just get up and do something then. The way I've got through this is to put on some loud, energetic music. So Lana Del Rey, we talked about, but probably not the right choice for this. We want something that's like gonna get you psyched up to be like, yes, let's get up and do things, to get out of waiting mode, whether that's just I'm not gonna sit around waiting to be able to do this thing, or waiting for whatever appointment or phone call or whatever. I'm not gonna wait for that thing. I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm trying to think of an example, but it's often like to do with stuff in my room, or like jobs that I need to check off my to-do list. I'll just be like waiting, and it's like, this is ridiculous. Stop like waiting for all of these things. Like I put all of these obstacles or excuses in my way, and it's like, oh my gosh, no, just do the thing. Like just take action. Either do something completely different, like film a video or go for a walk, go make some food. Either do that or do the thing that I need to do, but I keep telling myself, oh, you're in waiting mode, you can't do that thing yet. Do something. I've been putting on loud music to be like, come on. And it's the thing of, once you start, you gain momentum. So yeah, the decision to like get up and do something that's on your to-do list that you've been putting off, that decision might be quite difficult, but once you've made the decision and you're like, I'm going to do the thing now, then you're able to get up and actually go do the thing, and it's no problem, and it then becomes easier, and you get into a virtuous cycle with it, because you're taking action and you're like, oh great, I'm doing the thing that I was putting off, this is good, I'm getting something ticked off my to-do list, and also I feel really good because I didn't just sit around in my waiting mode. So it then becomes a virtuous cycle, as opposed to the vicious cycle you were in of being like, oh, I need to do this thing, but I can't do this thing because I have to wait for this, or I have to do this first, or this is linked to this. It's like, just do something. 2 of these, I guess, are sort of music related, and the last Little Things episode was really all about music. So yeah, this is the Little Things series. If you want to see more from this series, I will leave last week's episode where we talk about how music can change your reality, or just how we all exist in different realities. I will also leave the Little Things playlist so you can have a look through some of the other episodes. Please share your favorite Lana Del Rey album, or I guess just any album you think I should listen to next. God bless. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.